Hey, Shaq.
Hi, Avery. How you feeling today?
Well, I mean, not great. This injury kind of sucks.
Wow. Well, I can show you a whole state of misery. Right back here.
How perfect, right? Hold on, let me set these down quick.
Home to the Ozarks. Also, Branson. Plateau. Capital is Jefferson City. St. Louis and Atlanta. Kansas City, which is split between Kansas City, Kansas and Kansas City, Missouri on this end. We have approximately an 8-hour drive from where we currently live to Kansas City, depending on the directions as you go, and according to the weather, where's the big road in it. Okay? Missouri also.
Oh my gosh, Shaq, I have to go.
Okay.
Jaden! What are you doing? We have the weekly announcement.
Oh my gosh, I forgot!
Good morning, RCW students. As of today, we have 34 days of school left. Before we get started with the weekly announcements, we would like to give a huge shout out to the Knowledge Bowl team. They competed last Friday and they scored 7 out of 15 teams. Awesome job on your personal best of the year. Monday, March 26th, Mrs. Froland is taking students to a Spain travel experience and they will be leaving today. Spring sports also have regular practices after school. On Tuesday the 27th, spring sports are scheduled for regular practices. On Wednesday the 28th, Mrs. Gigsted's marketing and Mrs. Moreland's business math classes will be taking a field trip to Target Field. Your bus leaves at 7:30 and will return back to school at 4 o'clock. Spring sports will also be having practices regularly after school. We then have Easter break from Thursday the 29th until Tuesday, April 3rd. When we come back on Wednesday, Ridgewater College will be having a rep coming in to visit us at 9 o'clock, and spring sports will also have their practices after school. Thursday and Friday are normal school days with spring sports after school.
Hi, I'm here with Spanish teacher Mrs. Froland. Thank you for being here.
Well, thanks for coming.
I just have some questions for you today about your Spain trip coming up. Who are the students going to Spain?
That's a good question. This year we have 5 seniors, and they are Sam Schneider, Tony Froland, Emma Rice, and Sarah Hoff and Ben Hendrickson. We have 3 juniors, Lauren Terhar, Avery Alfring, and Haley Gustafson. And then we have 2 10th graders, and that is Devin Wirtis and Erica Hoff.
So good number, okay.
Yep.
And then how long have you been traveling to Spanish-speaking countries like Spain?
That's a very good question also. So the first trip that I took with students, and I prefer to call it a travel program versus a trip because we really are focused on learning, and a travel program just sounds a little bit more, learning oriented. But I first traveled with students in 1993, and then I am now traveling this year in 2018, and so this will be my 10th year traveling with students.
Where previously have you gone other than Spain?
Yeah, I have traveled with students to Mexico, specifically to the Yucatan. That I did for quite a few travel experiences, 7 travel experiences, and now this will be my 3rd travel experience to Spain.
Great. What are students going to be looking forward to or seeing in Spain as far as architectural monuments
Yeah,
and such?
there's so much, and it's hard sometimes to hold back and say we're only gone for a certain amount of time, so therefore we need to be realistic with what we can see in that time, because we want to really understand what we're seeing. So we will be going to Madrid, and I feel we do a pretty good job of seeing things in Madrid that are very significant, either historically or culturally. So we will be seeing museums in Spain, specifically El Prado and the Reina Sofia Those are two museums we'll see in Spain. We will also spend time at the Parque de Retiro, which is something that most tourists do, and just some other things that are very cultural. We will be attending a flamenco dance eventually.
All right. When do you leave for Spain?
We leave for Spain a week from today on March 26th.
Right. And then what is unique about this trip with this class?
Every travel experience is very unique, and a lot of times the things that make it unique you don't really know about until after the travel experience. But I'll take this opportunity to talk a little bit more about where we're going, because in my travel to Spain with students, we've always gone to Madrid. But this year it's a little different after Madrid, because we're actually not going to be in Madrid not even half the time. So after being in Madrid, we will travel to Segovia. We will spend some time up in the northern part of Spain. And something that's really important to me as the travel leader is that the students have a host family stay. So they'll be having a host family stay up in the northern region of Spain. And that is where the students really will rely upon the skills that they've learned in Spanish class to be able to fully function in a language that is not their first language. And they will also experience culture that is different than the culture here in western Minnesota.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. Hopefully you
You're
have a
welcome.
good travel experience.
Thank you, we will.
Hi, I'm here with Mrs. Freeberg, and she's going to be telling us about Tim Orth and what that is for us. So what is the Tim Orth Memorial Foundation?
The Tim Orth Memorial Foundation is an all-volunteer organization, and their mission is to assist financially or otherwise children in the west central Minnesota area who are facing substantial medical expenses incurred as a result of a serious accident or illness. Tim Orth was a junior at Bold High School in December of 1995 when he was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor. So that's who the event is named after.
Okay. So I heard that there's a senior game and a Pack the Gym night. When are those?
The senior game is going to be Friday afternoon at the Bird Island Gym from 12:45 to 2:30. And RCW and Bold seniors will play against an alumni team, some college athletes, and this year they're featuring Miss Kansas, who's a basketball and volleyball player, so she'll be playing as well.
Okay. How much did we raise as a school for t-shirts?
This is pretty impressive. We've been selling t-shirts for the Tim Orth Memorial Foundation fundraiser since 2013. And RCW students, staff, and community have all supported that very greatly. Let's see what I got. To date, there have been 900 t-shirts purchased, and we've raised $9,000 for the Tim Orth Memorial Foundation
Wow.
from 2013 till the present.
Okay. So why do you think it is important to participate in the Tim Orth Memorial Foundation events?
I think it's important to participate in the fundraising events because I've seen firsthand how many different people it has helped. I counted up and there have been about 15 families that I know of from this community, RCW community, that have benefited in one way or another. Some of it was with financial gifts, some of it was with benefits where they did matching funds. When Brandon passed away, they donated money for that. iPads have been donated for some of our special ed students to have their own personal use. So I guess that's my biggest reason, is I've seen how much it helps people.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, and hopefully you guys all go and enjoy the Tim Orth on either Friday or Saturday. Thank you, Mrs. Freeberg.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm here with golf coach Greg Snow. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jaden, for having me.
I'd like to ask you some questions. How many years have you been coaching the golf team, and what interests you into becoming a coach?
I have been the RCW golf coach for 6 seasons now, might be 7. I'm not exactly sure, I gotta think back. Anyways, it's been a lot of fun, I don't count. So coaching, the best part for me is that I get to interact with you guys. And it's a highlight of my day when I get to come over and kind of chat with you guys and, kind of teach you what I know about golf. It's not everything, I don't have all the answers, but I really enjoy kind of giving what knowledge I do have.
Okay. And then, who's participating on the golf team this upcoming year?
Well, you're one of my main guys, and then Cody Thompson, Peyton Chan, and Hunter Bruns, and I'm really excited about this. We're really young, but you guys all love it, and that's what I think I told you that at the banquet last year. Is it was one of those deals where I get excited when kids have a passion for golf, and we've had people in the past, or I know some kids that even, my daughters play for Bold, and I know some kids that they're just not really into it, just kind of something to do, and that's not a lot of fun for coaches.
Right.
What's a lot of fun is when the kids are like, hey, I want to get better, I want to learn, what are we doing? And then we go out and we have a good time, and so I'm really excited about this year.
Good. What are you looking forward to this golf season?
Well, I think I just said it, but no, no, that's okay. I'm looking for this year. I'm looking for really good development out of you guys. I just think that when you're 7th, 8th grade, you're kind of still learning the game, and you're always learning the game, but now it's going to start coming together. And I even saw it with you last year a little bit, where sometimes something would click, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can do that, and all of a sudden, boom, 3 shots, 4 shots, 5 shots off your score. And now I'm looking for that with Peyton, with Cody, with Hunter's still a little, you're younger than you guys, but that's kind of what I'm looking forward to with this season, is just seeing that improvement.
Okay, and going off that, is there anything unique about this year's team than previous years that you've coached?
Well, how young we are. We've always had the full gamut. We've had seniors down to 7th graders, and we've had, sophomores, and it's kind of, big mix, and it seems like there's the generational gap. And, unlike a basketball team where you have 30 kids and it kind of feels like you're a lot tighter, we don't have that many. The most we've ever had is 8. And so with this group, you guys are going to be, I think, now again, you could prove me wrong, but I feel like you guys are a tighter knit group. And so that really helps us as we try to develop and get better together. And each person kind of encouraging, and not that it wasn't in the past, there's just that gap, where it's like, hey, now when practice is over, I'm going to go hang with my friends, and you're going to go hang with your friends. Now I think you guys just hang together, and you guys are friends, and so that's what excites me.
Okay. What are some goals you have set for your team this year?
I'm not a huge goal setter, and the reason why I'm not is because I believe that I just want to see development, and I preach this. I preach that we want to be good kids, we want honesty. I mean, you've heard me preach as well. I don't care if you take a 10 or an 8, just make sure you tell somebody you got a 10 or an 8. So I'm preaching integrity, I'm preaching things that really enhance you as a person, and so I believe that your golf game gets better as that happens. And so again, for me, big goal setting, like, hey, I want to be in the state tournament, we always want that, and again, I think that getting better and improving and seeing those measurable strokes, that's good enough for me. And then all of a sudden I let the results sit where they may, and who knows, a couple of years from now we might be talking, hey, we need to win the conference this year. We don't talk that way right now, do we? We haven't been there yet, but eventually I can see us kind of doing that.
Okay, and final question, when is the golf team's first meet?
First meet is April 9th. We're heading down to Marshall. We've been snowed / rain / wind / cold. We haven't got to play this one probably for the last 4 years, I think, even before you started on the team. But we sign up for this tournament every year, and we just cross our fingers and hope that the weather's nice, because that's where we want to play in this one, because that's where our conference meet is at the end of the year in May. And so I'm really looking forward to that, and just praying that we have good enough weather. And obviously with this year, we have a little more snow out there than we've had in years past, and so we'll see, if we can get some practices in even beforehand. But we're just hoping to get that one in.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming.
Hey,
Thanks for having time.
Thank you, Jaden.
My name is Axel Garza. This next week on RCW Weekly Report.